Father Paul Scalia is a Catholic priest and the Diocese of Arlington and the son of the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and he joins us now. Father Paul, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Notre Dame is one of the most notable symbols of Catholicism in Europe. What does it mean from a historical and from a cultural perspective to see what happened yesterday?
Well, obviously, from a cultural perspective, it's a great loss. There's just so much great art and beauty that was lost in that fire. But it's also a great loss for Catholics because our whole understanding of a church is, it's not just a building, not just a pretty place, but for us, a sacred place, a place that's been consecrated, that's been dedicated to divine worship. And so the damage there, we can recover from it, of course, and the true church is built of living stones, but that fire, deals a great loss and is a great pain both culturally and spiritually as well.
People wept in the streets there in Europe yesterday, or in Paris yesterday, but we see people weeping here in the United States. How has this affected Catholics across the country?
I think with that same sadness, because the church is such a great sign and symbol of something sacred and of a sacred calling that we all sort of feel, and it's an embodiment of what we believe. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, and especially that architectural style and era. That was really sort of the high point. The French Gothic, the high point of architecture in the Catholic Church. It embodies the faith so strongly, and so to see it collapse like that is something that touches every Catholic heart, not just those in France.
Watching the fire hollowing the cathedral, it's hard to dismiss the symbolism. Do you see a symbolism when it comes to that and the decline of Catholicism across Europe?
It's hard not to have that come to mind, isn't it? But some have said, maybe this can be a call to, especially the French, to return to their roots, which of course are in the Catholic Church. And why do we mourn the loss of that church? Why is it so painful? And it's because it touches something deeper within us. And please God, that can be an occasion for us to return to those more important things, which of course aren't in brick and stone and mortar and wood, but the spiritual truths and the graces that form us.
How does the church? Where do we go from here? How does the church rebuild?
Well, I mean, literally, of course, just to rebuild. And we've had plenty of fires, and church has been destroyed plenty of times before, and great landmarks and great beautiful cathedrals and basilicas have we've suffered the loss of them before, and now it's really a time of renewal, and I think that's the way it should be viewed. Okay, that this damage has been done to the church, and maybe we should take that as a sign of the damage that's been done to the church as Christ's body, and first of all, that spiritual renewal that this calls for, but then also the physical renewal of rebuilding that church, of returning the divine worship to it. That should be the goal.
Father Paul Scalia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. God bless you now.